Hi guys, it's Olivia here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and I'm so excited to give you my June TBR because this has been a lot of fun to put together. My June TBR is Bookstagram chooses my TBR. I put a photo of my TBR wardrobe up on Bookstagram and you got to choose books that you thought I should read, and you guys, you must like some really thick young adult fantasy books because that is the majority of what you picked for me, and I don't like to read many fantasy books back to back and many big books back to back, but I'm going to try my very best to complete the TBR you chose. I'm also going to be doing Feelgoodathon, which I saw first on Rachel Marie's book journey, but I believe there are other co-hosts as well, and I'm going to be joining in with Make Your Mythtaker, which is being hosted by Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. All of the books that you guys chose for me fit those prompts, and I do have a couple of other books here as well. There's no way I'm going to finish all of these books, but we're just going to be optimistic. So the first books you guys picked for me on Bookstagram were Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo and King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. You wanted me to finish my journey in the Grishaverse, and I'm here for it. I actually started Crooked Kingdom last month, but I did not finish it. I only got about 100 pages in, and then my mood was like, nah. So I will continue on Crooked Kingdom and probably definitely finish it. And then we've got King of Scars, which I believe is the story that follows Nikolai. Will I finish this one? Will I get round to it? We shall see, but it's beautiful, and I did enjoy Six of Crows, so you never know where we're going to end up going. When I said thick books, I was not kidding, because you guys chose Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, and this is a brick of a book. However, I do have some buddy readers, and we are going to be planning to buddy read this 3 chapters a day, and hopefully I'll be able to start and definitely finish this one in the month of June. I'm really excited to read it because I've heard it's a very female-centric high fantasy, and as you can see from the cover, there are dragons involved, and I am always here for dragons involved. Then you chose 2 books I'm a bit apprehensive to read, and that is Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. I loved the Mortal Instruments series when I was a teenager. I don't know how I'd feel about them now, so I guess we'll have to see. I did get halfway through Clockwork Prince 3 years ago and then decided to put it on pause, but I'll start from the beginning and see if I can get into it again and get into it more and like it more, and everybody says the ending is absolutely fantastic. We have The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, and I have seen recently that this one is getting a film adaptation, so everybody's rushing to read it, and I'm looking forward to reading the first one in the series. I actually know absolutely nothing about this except that all my fantasy friends say I am actually going to really love this one, judging from what I do enjoy in my fantasy, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go and seeing what I'll make of it myself. Then we have Slay by Brittany Morris. I've been recommended this one by lots of people who really love it. I love when video games are involved in books. I love when we have a black female main character who makes their own video game. Okay, that's just this book, but I do love when that happens. I love that it's going to be tackling and talking about a lot of black themes, and I've just heard it's such a good book, so this is actually one of the ones I am most excited to read. Thank you so much, Bookstagram, for choosing this one. You also chose another Samantha Shannon book, which is The Bone Season, and I've actually had this one on my TBR for quite a long time. Can I remember what it's about? No, I did know what it was about when I bought it. It's just been quite a while, but I think I'm going to prioritize Priory of the Orange Tree, and then maybe if I'm in the mood to continue on with reading more books by Samantha Shannon, I could get to this one after that. You also chose for me Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo, and this was actually the most chosen one along with Priory of the Orange Tree. So Girl, Woman, Other won the Booker Prize last year, and it follows various black women, I believe, in the UK. I could be lying to you, but I believe that's what it's about. Again, I'm really excited to read more black works that you guys have just chosen for me to pick out, and I've heard it's so good by lots of people who have the same reading taste as me, so I'm excited. I'm definitely going to be getting to this one. You guys also chose Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, and that's a good thing because I have been trying to get into thrillers more. I have heard that this one is a bit to do with a stalker and some really weird stuff. I don't know, I've just heard really weird stuff about Gone Girl, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. I hope it's not gonna be like The Girl on the Train, where it was just a bit too weird and out there for me, so I'm just gonna reserve my opinion and see what will come of it. We also have Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden, and I know that this work has got lots of controversial things about it. Apparently one of the characters who are featured in this book a lot, or this book was based on, actually wrote their own book on what it's really like and revealing everything and kind of saying that Arthur Golden got things quite wrong or was embellishing it. or sensationalizing it. So I am going to read this one, and I'm going to bear all of those reviews and the other book in mind, and then hopefully I can get my hands on the other book, which looks like this, and read it and compare and contrast the two, because I'll be very curious to see what the difference is in how these stories are told. You also chose Beartown by Frederick Backman. Yes, this is a horrible secondhand copy that I literally got for free. If I do like it, I'll probably buy a nicer, not waterlogged copy with a huge sticker on it. But either which way, I did read and love My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Not Sorry by Frederick Backman, and I'm so excited to read something else by him. However, I have heard that this one is emotional and will dig deep into those emotions. I haven't been feeling heavy emotional books lately. I am much more into the escapism mood, judging from everything that's still going on and how I have a lot of emotions about that. I don't need more emotions. I don't like feeling this emotional all of the time, but maybe I will pick this one up after all, just because it's Frederick Backman and I want to read Frederick Backman. We've got 3 more books that you guys chose. You guys chose a lot. I didn't expect to get that many replies. So I've got The 15 Lives of Harry August by Claire North, and this one was actually chosen by Shoy from Starlit Reader. And I believe this one has something to do with Harry August, who every time he dies he just reappears as a child, and that cycle just keeps going on, but then in one of his lives something different happens and we're going to be following him in that case. Science fiction, I am here for it. Like, I really like science fiction. I started off this year reading quite a lot of science fiction, then my mood switched, but I kind of want to go back on that train, and it might be a good break from all the fantasy you guys selected for me. We have Anything by Isabel Allende, which was the response, and the only one that I've got in English is Paula, and I'm not ready to read an Isabel Allende book in Spanish quite yet. This was on my TBR for Mental Healthathon. I absolutely failed Mental Healthathon, but I'm going to explain why I failed Mental Healthathon in my wrap-up. So meanwhile, you get to see Paula. It's going to be on the TBR, and I'm going to try and definitely get to this one, seeing as I've shown it twice in a TBR video. And then last but not least, we've got Stormzy's book called Rise Up, and it's not just written by Stormzy, it's also written by the people that works with him on his various projects and his music. This one I got when I went to see Stormzy do a talk about his music and also about this publishing company and writing deal thing he's setting up with Penguin, and I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I know my sisters tried to read it and weren't the biggest fan, but I'm just going to give it a go and see what I think of it. Chosen for me by my friend who also likes Stormzy. I'm a huge Stormzy fan. I'm a huge rap music fan in general, so we'll see. Then we're moving on to some books that you guys didn't choose for me from Instagram, but I have chosen because I want to complete my A to Z challenge that was challenged to me by Sydney from Sydney Stories. She challenged me at the beginning of the year to read a book that follows every letter of the alphabet, and I've actually done it all except for 4 letters, and those are the tricky letters, and I don't want to have it hanging over my head for the rest of the year, so I kind of just want to breeze through these 4 books. One of the first letters is Q, and for that I'm thinking of reading Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. I've been reading through the Throne of Glass series and I've felt pretty mediocre about every single book. I like the drama, there's things I don't like, so we'll just see how I go with this 4th one. I hope it'll be better than the 3rd one, because the 3rd one was really dry and boring in my opinion, but this is supposed to be a game changer in the series. It looks small, it's not small, it's really long, it's just a miniature version. So again, I don't know, more fantasy, we'll see. The next letter that I need to finish is You, and I've got Us by Dave Nichols. I believe this one is about a family who are falling apart, and the mum believes that she wants to divorce and move out. So the dad in the family decides, let's have one last family holiday when we're all together. What can possibly go wrong? I think a lot of things are probably going to go wrong. Then we've got my Kindle, and my Kindle is representing all of the ebooks that I would have to read to finish this challenge. So first of all, X. I really couldn't find anything with the letter X, and for that I had to go onto Kindle freebies and just type in X and see what came up, and this whole comic series came up which starts with the letter X. I'll definitely read the first one in the series because they're so short and it fits the prompt, but all the rest of them are free on my Kindle, so if I do enjoy the first one I can totally see myself just ending up binge reading the whole series. And then we also have Z, and that's for Zenith. I just know that I have a book called Zenith on my Kindle. I don't know who it's by, I don't know what the cover looks like, I don't know what it's about, but I'll let you know that the cover looks like this, and then we'll see what it's like, because I'm literally just reading it for the challenge. But my Kindle TBR is a mess, so yeah. it's good that I'm reading it for the challenge. And then last but not least, I want to mention an ebook that I was sent for review, and this is Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. I'm probably going to read this next month. Don't have to read it next month because it's a while before it comes out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to stop myself because Tiffany McDaniel is the author of The Summer That Melted Everything, which is a book that I don't talk about enough because it's one of my favourite books of all time. That book is fantastic, and she has written Betty, which is a book that's close to her heart. It's inspired by her mother. It's set in the same location as The Summer That Melted Everything, but I believe it's somewhere else on the timeline, so we're not going to see the same characters interact. And that's all I know, and that's all I need to know. Tiffany McDaniel writes it. I am going to read it. Okay, and now we're on to our last book. So first of all, I've got a buddy read that's going to be happening with Guy Rathena, and that is going to be for Artemis, Fowl and The Eternity Code by Ian Colfer. This is the third book in the Artemis Fowl series. I read the last two last month, and so you'll hear about that in my wrap up, but it was literally something that carried me through the month. So I'm excited to get to book 3 and see what drama these characters get into next. It by Stephen King. I am struggling with this book now. I'm like in the middle, I'm in the thick of it, and it's just not making me want to pick it up. But I want to finish it. I really, really do. I don't want to DNF it. So I'm showing it to you, and we'll just put it down now. Collected works of Shakespeare. It's going to happen at some point. I'm going to read 1 or 2 of his plays next month, so I just have to show it to you because it definitely will happen. I've been in such a Shakespeare mood. I just want to read Shakespeare. I want to absorb Shakespeare. I want to be Shakespeare, and that is that. And last but not least, The Twilight Saga by Stephanie Meyer. No, I'm not going to read the entire Twilight Saga, and I'm not even going to tell you which 2 of this collection I plan to read, because you need to stay tuned because I have a very exciting announcement coming for something I've had in the works for quite a while, and it starts with Twilight, but it doesn't end with Twilight. And you'll hear more about that soon, but there you have it. Those are all the books I plan to pick and mix, choose to read in June. Please let me know in the comment section down below, have you read any of these, which are some that I definitely need to read. And if you want me to do a booktube, chooses my TBR, also let me know in the comment section down below and tell me what you plan to read next month. It's a lot of things to tell me. You can remember them all. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't you forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. And you know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior, or sensationalizing. In a talk about this publishing company kind of So I believe that this one is about a family that is... Dad, what are you doing up there? What is he doing up there? He just keeps walking around.